It is time for Bird of the Day. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, everybody, to Corvus Twigs, Bird of the Day. We got a real simple and quick Bird of the Day for you today. This bird ain't fancy. This bird ain't gonna set the world on fire. But it's a very cute little bird. It's a bird that I would love to see. I've seen around a few times. Today's bird of the day is the black and white warbler. Oh, look at the little fella there. What a cute little bird. Little black and white bird. It's the black and white warbler. They call it the black and white warbler because it's black and it's white. And he's both. And he's got pretty cool feather patterns on it, really. Really like it. Yeah. So, basic information, nothing too fancy here. They're about 4.3 to 5.1 inches long, and that includes the tail. So these, little birds. Warblers, little tiny birds. Tiny little folks. Tiny little birds. So cute, so small. About 7.1 to 8.7 inch wingspan. So pretty good wingspan compared to body size. That's often true of these little tiny birds. But yeah, they don't weigh much. About a quarter of an ounce to just over half an ounce in weight. Not a whole lot of weight distribution there. I wasn't able to find lifespan information, but most warblers have an average lifespan of 2 to 3 years, with like a maximum lifespan of like 7 to 9. It's just, they're little birds. They're very small birds, and it's a dangerous world out there for them. Very dangerous world for a little tiny bird. Down there you see the distribution map. So the yellow is where they're going to hang out in the summertime. And the blue is where they're going to hang out in the wintertime. So you can see they got a pretty broad range. They go all the way from, pretty far north in Canada, all the way down, even seen sometimes, rarely, but sometimes seen as far south as Peru. Yeah, kind of hanging out there through most of Central America. I mean, you got to go take a Central American vacation or visit Caribbean during the wintertime. Yeah, smart if you ask me. Like that. And then they do most of their breeding in there. So as you can see, they get a little bit into Minnesota. So they're pretty rare to see. Yeah, right around where I live. You go to the northern parts of the state, though, you're going to see them this time of year. And yeah, they really like, all those population centers of Canada. So if you live in Canada and you're not in Vancouver, you probably see these guys around this time of year. And yeah, you also love the Northeast, and Prince Edward Island. These nice spots. The Parulidae is all warblers, but they are unique, and they are the only species in their genus of Miniotila, or Tilta. Yeah. They're a little unique as far as warblers go. So let me tell you a bit how they're unique. Well, for one, they're also known as the zebra warbler. I mean, you can kind of tell. It's like zebra warbler. Yeah, it kind of works. They kind of blend in with the zebras. They are akin with the zebras. But what makes them unusual is that they are fully insectivorous. They do not eat any seeds or leaves or greens or stuff like that, unless only in like desperate situations of starvation are they gonna go beyond eating insects. And they like to forage for insects on trees. And they'll be seen climbing up and down the trunk of a tree, going into the little crevices and underneath moss and stuff on trees to find little buggy snacks. That's what they like to do. And that is not behavior that is seen in any other warbler species. In fact, that's something that nuthatches are most known for doing. But this particular species of warbler has decided that they like what their nuthatch does, and they're gonna do that. So it's pretty neat. They climb up and down, and they actually have longer back talons compared to any other species of warbler or most birds their size, because that longer talon helps them grip onto the bark a little more easily and be able to scale up and down the tree. So yeah, they're quite comfortable hanging out on a tree, grabbing and going. But they're pretty friendly with the other birds. During during the migration and winter seasons, they will flock up with other species of birds. So they'll hang out with sparrows and finches and other species of warbler. Basically, all the little birds during the wintertime, they're like, you know what, we need to stick together because there's a lot of threats out there, and our chances of survival is better if we hang out together. During breeding season, not so much. During breeding season, they get a little territorial, and so the males will do a call and be like, hey, don't come near this tree. See this tree here? This is my tree. This is my tree, and my wife is here, and she got my babies, so don't you come near my wife and my babies. And so then all the other warblers and birds know it's like, oh, that tree belongs to that warbler. We're not going to go near there. So yeah, they're a little territorial and will swoop at other birds if they try and come near their tree and their babies. But you know, you gotta do, gotta protect your babies. You know, it's important to protect your babies. Okay? I mean, you got your babies, gotta protect your babies. And they do not hang out. They're not too much of a suburban or urban bird. They really prefer forests and more rural areas. They really like thick vegetation, especially deciduous trees. Much more fan of the big broadleaf trees than they are of pine trees. And they'll actually build their nest right at the base of the tree rather than up in the tree. And they're gonna collect things like small twigs and moss. They really like moss for their for their nests. Nice, good, cozy, soft nest. And so the females, once the male has attracted the female through his beautiful song, he's a crooner. So it's like, you know, they go out to karaoke night. That's how they get the other bird. The ladies, they do their karaoke night, and whoever sings the best karaoke gets the best ladies. And so once he's done his business with her, she'll start building the nest, and the male just kind of hangs around while she builds the nest. He protects her, keeps an eye out, and then once the babies are born, the female's going to do all the incubation, but the male is going to go to Taco Bell and bring her drive-through takeout while she sits on the nest, so she don't have to go get her own food. He's gonna go to the drive-through and bring her tasty snacks of bug burgers and spider tacos, and she's gonna like it. It's gonna be delicious. They only do one clutch per year, but it's like 4 or 5 eggs per clutch. So you know, one couple making 4 to 5 babies a year, not too bad. Although the survival rate for the babies is only about 50% for that first year. But it's enough for them to sustain, and they can sustain. I just want Taco Bell, but good tacos. Yeah, gotta have good tacos. But yeah, but once the babies are born, both parents are gonna help out and make sure those babies are fed and well taken care of. So that's important. But you know, they'll like trade-offs. One of them will watch the babies while the other goes gets food, then they switch off, and so yeah, yep, Dad, stick around. And then it's usually only 12 or 14 days old when those babies are like, hey, Mom, Dad, look, I can fly. And then they go and they fly, and then they'll usually hang around their parents' nest for a couple more weeks until they get better at flying, and then, well, then they're just kind of off on their own. This is one of the birds that the brown-headed cowbird will sometimes, lay its eggs in their nest. So sometimes these are raising babies of other bird species. Stupid cowbirds. Anyway, I got a video for you. And show you a video of these. You can hear what they sound like. Let's bring that up. Yeah, look at that little fella. Very high-pitched sound. Yeah. They're so pretty. And such goofy little heads. Cookies and cream. Yeah. Cute little Oreos. I just love... Yeah, as you can see, it's a very, very high-pitched, squeaky kind of call. He's got such cute little faces. Such little cuties. Ah, I love them. Little songbirds. I mean, how can you go wrong with cute little songbirds, really? It's so great. It's so great. So yeah, my thoughts, you know, what can you say about a cute little passer farm? You know, you heard it in real life. Now you know what bird got this sound. Yeah. Although the yellow warbler makes a very, very similar sound. Most warblers have very similar calls. But yeah, if you heard that sound, it was most certainly a type of warbler. So yeah, keep your ears out. Hear that sound and be like, ah, there's a warbler nearby. And in North America, the two most common warblers you're going to see are these guys of the black and white variety, and then the yellow warbler, which is bright yellow. Yeah, and it's like, okay, if you see a small, bright yellow bird, if it's pretty much entirely yellow, you got yourself a warbler. If it's yellow and has kind of a black wing with some white accents, yeah, you got yourself an American goldfinch. But yeah, warblers, super cute little tiny birds. I mean, really, got nothing bad to say about them. Good behavior, good cuties. I mean, you know, not the smartest of birds, but they're just precious little cuties. And you know, I think if you ever see one, you'd be very happy to see one because they're pretty neat looking, pretty cute, pretty nice little birds. So yeah, good bird, and really don't have anything else too special to say about it. Not everyone can be a carvid carvis. I know. Honorary Corvid? Nope. But, you know, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Good birds. I like them. Hope to see them in my yard at some point. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the black and white warbler. I hope you liked it, and I hope you like them. And if you live in North America, I hope you have a chance to see them. So, yeah, we're gonna call this bird of the day done, and we're gonna get back to the drawing.